say, normal disclaimers. I'm sorry if there's any noise that I don't pick up in editing, or anything like that, and I apologize if my breathing is loud. That has been something that's really been, bothering me lately when I've been making my videos, because I struggle with controlling my breath. Like, I hold it too much, and then I end up sitting there like suffocating to death almost, and then because I'm so asphyxiated, I have to lean back, and I'm not that dramatic, but you know what I mean? So I'm gonna try just breathing normally in today's video, or semi-normally. Okay. It's already been 2.5 minutes and I haven't even started, so let's just cut it and begin. So this website has 40 questions. It's the same one that I've been using for the past 2 videos. So this video we're doing 10 more, and we're doing the final 10. So let's begin. Question number 1. Who tried to assert their right to the French throne, launching the 100 Years' War? The 4 options include Edward III, Richard II, Henry II, and John. King John. I have a guess. Wait, I'll be quiet and let you guys think about it first. Okay, when I first read this question, when I was getting up to it before I started the video, my first thought was Edward II, because that's who I thought it was, but he's not an option, and so that leads me to think it was Edward III. And then also there's a photo of him here. Sorry, ignore the really fingerprinty iPad, but there's a photo of him there, and I'm almost positive that is him. So let's guess Edward III. The answer is Edward the Third. It says here, the death of Charles IV of France left the French kingdom without a ruler, as he died without an heir. King Edward III of England was his closest male relative, but the nobility in France refused to accept an English ruler, leading to war when Edward tried to claim the throne. I guess he would have had a pretty strong claim. Imagine if he did claim, successfully win. We'd have a very different, geographical landscape, country landscape. England would be massive. Anyways, question number 2. What Tyler led the peasants' revolt? In which European kingdom? Your 4 options include France, England, Austria, or Portugal. My guess would personally be England, just because of the guy's name. going to guess England, but I might have a backup. Like, I would choose England, and if I don't get it, like, if it's not England, then I'm wrong. But I think if it's not England, then it would be France. Okay, yeah, the answer is England. It says the Peasants' Revolt in England came in the middle of the bitter 100 Years' War, which had already taken its toll on the English crown. The revolt was the result of taxes levied on the people of England to fund English campaigns in France. Question number 3. Joan of Arc was a central figure for the French during what conflict in the 100 Years' War? Your 4 options include the Siege of Orleans, is how it's pronounced, I think, the Battle of Castillon, the Battle of Poitiers, I think it's how it's pronounced, or the Battle of Patay. I'm sorry if I pronounced all those wrong, just putting that out there. I might limit the mouth sounds this video because people in the comments seem to really enjoy the iPad tapping, so I might just quiet that down a little bit and just focus on this. I just said I'd stop. I'm going to guess the Siege of Orleans. Oh my god, I'm on a roll this video. Video. I got the answer is Siege of Orleans. It says, holding vast territory across France due to an invasion in 1415, England seemed to have the upper hand in the 100 Years' War. When French forces led by Joan of Arc broke the Siege of Orleans, it was a major turning point for the French, who would go on to win several more battles in the upcoming year. Question number 4. Can you recall the name used for a law within the Catholic Church? Your 4 options include a chamber, canon, Enof, or fair. What is the answer out of those 4 options? It's annoying because my shirt or my shorts, one item of clothing, keeps whenever I move my back, it rubs against the back of the chair. And it makes a weird squeaking sound, so I apologize if you heard that. Just a reminder of the question, can you recall a name used for a law within the Catholic Church? 4 options include chamber, canon, Enof, or affair. I'm personally going to guess canon, because I think that's what it is. The correct answer is canon. It says after the split with the Eastern Christian Church, the Western churches were able to maintain a uniform canon law throughout the medieval period. However, the Protestant Reformation in the 16th century changed not only canon law, but also the future of religion in Europe. And question number 5. Sorry, I'm too eager. Question number 5. Henry VII became the first king of which house when he gained the English crown? options are House of Plantagenet, House of Lancaster, House of York, or the House of Tudor, or the House of Tudor. I'm fairly confident the answer is House of Tudor. The correct answer is House of Tudor. I was gonna read this thing. I will read it. I'll rant a little bit. It says the House of Tudor began with the ascension of Henry VII and wouldn't end until the death of Elizabeth the First, who died without an heir. With the death of Elizabeth, James VI of Scotland came to power, beginning the House of Stuart. The House of Stuart in England, by the way, they were already ruling in Scotland. I think he was James I of England and James VI of Scotland, I think. Fun fact, actually, on one of my, genealogy websites, at one point it told me that my, millionth great-grandmother was, what's her name? I know her daughter's name, but I'm trying to think of the mother's name, who was actually my relative. Well, technically the daughter's actually my relative as well, but, my direct relative. Oh my god. I might just have to okay, no, I need to know. Sorry. Okay, I'm really hoping. Actually, I'm a bit scared that me googling this will reset the quiz, because my iPad is really slow. Chiquetta of Luxembourg, I think. Yeah. So it had her her married name. Chiquetta of Luxembourg was my millionth great grandmother. So Elizabeth Woodville, who married Edward IV, was my millionth great aunt. And then her daughter, Elizabeth of York, who married Henry VII, was my first cousin, a million times removed. So then, by the time we got to Henry, let's say by the time I got to Elizabeth I, I was related to her on both sides of her family, So, because if Elizabeth of York was my first cousin, then Henry VIII was my second, and then Elizabeth would have been my third, and then Anne Boleyn was my first cousin, and then Elizabeth would have been my second, so Elizabeth was my third cousin 50 million times removed, and my second cousin 50 million times removed, which is I found that pretty cool, because, you can't really get that close since she didn't have any descendants. But since then, the whole Woodville side has like disappeared. Like it no longer says they're no longer there. So I don't know if, like, I don't know which one's correct. That's why when I like find these things and when I share them, I recommend kind of taking it with like a grain of salt, because, or pinch of salt, because it's like, you know, like it could be wrong. It very well could be wrong. Like, who really knows, right? Like, I'm sure there is evidence, but like where I'm getting it from could be wrong. It might not be backed by evidence. Because I'll be honest, I don't like look for it myself. So, that's a fun fact. Sorry for the massive rant. Okay. Question number 6. What European city fell to the Ottoman Empire in 1453? I'm pretty confident about this answer as well. Your 4 options include Rome, Paris, Constantinople, or Madrid. Which European city fell to the Ottoman Empire in 1453? The sound is almost like subconscious now. My guess is Constantinople. The answer is Constantinople. I could tell you. Oh, I'm not even gonna say that because that is so arrogant. I was going to say, I could tell you like what this little like box is gonna say without like reading it. Yeah, it says despite numerous sieges, Constantinople managed to survive as the capital of the Byzantine Empire for over 1,000 years. So yeah, it fell with the Byzantine Empire. Its longevity can be credited to a series of walls built around the city throughout the 5th century. Question number 6. The Reconquista united Spain as it ended. Whose rule in the region? French, Portuguese, English, or Muslim? Or Muslim rule? I'm going to guess Muslim, just because I was trying to cover the answer before so I could give my justification. But I saw it. The answer is Muslim. My reason for that was just because I know that the Iberian Peninsula had a lot of religious conflict. Like they just not coexisted, but you know, like there was a big tension between Muslim people and like Catholics in that like section. I don't know a lot about this at all. I only know that because of my video game. So yeah, a lot of these are just like educated guesses that I'm lucky enough to get right. Okay. Question number 7. Which battle is considered the beginning of the War of the Roses? Okay, I think my streak is gonna end here. Your 4 options include the Battle of St. Albans, the Battle of Wakefield, the Battle of Toten, or the Battle of Bosworth Field. for a fact it is not the Battle of Bosworth Field. Wait. That's the one. Battle of Bosworth Field. I think that's the one where Richard III was defeated. And he was defeated by Henry VII. So no, that's like the end of the Wars of the Roses. I truly have no idea. I'm gonna guess the Battle of St. Albans. I got it right. I got lucky. It says the conflict between the Duke of York and the Duke of Somerset started after Henry VI's mental breakdown that left him unable to rule. The two dukes vied for the right to serve as the Lord Protector, a position that was awarded to the Duke of York until Henry recovered. Question number 8. Near the end of the medieval period, the Medici family rose to prominence in which European city? Athens, Madrid, Florence, or Paris? Luckily, I'm quite confident about this one. My guess is going to be Florence, based on like what I know, and then also just like their name. The answer is Florence. Stationed in Florence, the Medici family was one of the richest families in Europe. They used their wealth to inspire arts and humanism across the continent, helping usher in the Renaissance. Question number 9. Oh wait, okay, maybe question number 10. Well, this is the last question. I apologize if I miscounted or if I skipped any. Okay. Do you know the name of the social system that dominated medieval Europe? Your 4 options include colonialism, feudalism, capitalism, or socialism. The answer is feudalism. Yeah. So it says here in the little description box, considering 90% of the population worked as peasants, feudalism clearly showed an imbalance of power. A peasant's life in medieval Europe was quite difficult and relatively short, as most died before the age of 30. I'd say that capitalism also shows a power imbalance. Anyways, so let me count all these up again. Also, I just cut out a section. There were cats in my backyard, not my backyard, but in the back area, fighting. And now because the cats fought, there's a dog barking. Not that bad, but it is barking, so I apologize if you can hear. It's not barking right now, but it barked like 3 times like a minute ago. So if you can hear that, I apologize. finished now, so it's not too bad. Okay, I'm just trying to count the questions. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, there's 10. I must have just doubled up. I probably said 9 and then said 9 again. I don't know. I always lose track. So that is the end of today's video. I really hope that you enjoyed it. I think I definitely enjoyed recording with a better chair. Even if my back slightly hurts from the weird angle I'm in, it was much better today. I felt a lot more secure about the sounds. So wait, sorry, I thought I saw something strange. I hope that my breathing wasn't too loud. I hope nothing was too loud or too annoying. Please let me know if anything bothers you. Because again, sorry for all the emphasis on letting me know. I feel like I can be very self-critical, and I just want a realistic is it actually a problem or am I making it a problem? So anyways, thank you very much for watching today's video, and we're actually quite close to 400 subscribers, so that'll be pretty cool when we hit that. So not to be too confident, but a belated